Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Thursday night presentation. Apologies for the delay. I think the heat's getting into everyone a little bit, so we're all a bit all over the place. Everyone's a little bit, got a little bit of sunstroke at the moment. So I hope to see everyone with a nice big bottle of water this evening. But we are here to tell you all about our amazing products and work from home business opportunity. And I just think it's absolutely optimal timing for this at the moment as we head into the summer holidays. Everyone's out and about. It's the perfect time to be using that extra bit of spare time to start building a business online. So without further ado, we're going to get started with our lovely Howard, who will be telling you all about our amazing product.
Yeah, good evening, guys, and welcome to everybody, especially to those who are obviously checking this opportunity out for the first time. We hope you enjoy what we have to say, and it's my great honour to take everyone through the product range that Juice Plus has. And if we look at this general picture here, you'll see a number of different product groups. Dead center, that's the core of the Juice Plus business, really, and really where the company started and what all the other products have evolved from. You've got the red, the green, the purple capsules. Red for fruit, green for vegetables, and purple for berries. That really is the sort of foundation of the Juice Plus product range, and really is if you almost look like the foundation to the sort of health within our bodies. And as we go through this, that will become abundantly clear. To the left, in the top left-hand corner, you can see some pouches. Those are the same sort of blends, the fruit, the vegetables, and the berries, but in gummy form for young kids. To the right, you have our complete range of sort of protein, plant-based protein shakes and other products as well. You've got the omega capsules, and you've got our uplift as well. So we'll go through those one by one. So we go to the next slide. Let's get right into it. It's abundantly clear that there is an eating problem, and if we look at those statistics, it really is quite worrying. That nearly 90% of adults aren't eating enough in the way of vegetables, and nearly 60% of fruit. But in the younger generations, it's even worse. Nearly 100% of kids aren't eating enough vegetables, and 70% aren't eating enough fruit. So there is clearly a problem and a shortfall. So moving on to the next slide. What Juice Plus does is simply provide the rudiments of fruits, vegetables, and berries. And you can see the different blends there. You've got roughly 10 in each. I think there's a total of 30 in all. And some of those, the different fruit, vegetables, and berries that are there, you will recognize, and some you may not. And the reason for that is that Juice Plus is very careful in its selection process, ensuring that it always picks the different items that have the most nutrients in them. They are most nutrient dense, and as such that delivers more to us as people, and therefore it fulfills the product's job of filling in the gap between what we should be eating and what realistically we're able to do each and every day. Everyone's heard about 5 a day, and I think most of us know that really isn't enough. 5 different servings of fresh fruit and vegetables each day. Different studies, depending on which one you look at, will tell you anywhere between 10 and 17 is required. Well, here we have 30 different fruits, vegetables, and berries going direct into your bloodstream each and every day. Okay, so that really is where Juice Plus scores very heavily. So we move on to the next slide. And another thing that Juice Plus has been very astute at doing is the way it actually is looking at its supply chain. Typically, the company deals with family growers who focus on a better quality of end product. Here we see Bill from Wisconsin, a cranberry farmer, and Juice Plus in North America are the second biggest buyer of cranberries. Ocean Spray, that well-known cranberry juice brand that's very popular over here as well, not surprising, is the leader. But we again look to pick cranberries that are darker, that have a higher content of key antioxidants and polyphenol phytonutrients that are so important for our health. Moving on. It's going to get there. There we go. Now, one thing that the company initiated a little over 15 years ago was an absolutely amazing program whereby children can actually receive Juice Plus pretty much for free. One only has to pay for the shipping. And the idea behind that is the Healthy Starts for Families program. The idea being if you get kids into good habits early, they can take that through into adolescence and thereby thereafter into adult life, and hopefully pass that on to a subsequent generation. And that has proved amazingly popular. Over 1.5 million families around the world have benefited from that. And that was something that, I don't have children myself, but, I was only too happy to, become a part of that, to help sponsor somebody who is not my child, but can actually give them a healthy start in life. So a wonderful initiative that the company instigated some time ago. And what's really interesting are the actual results that have been derived from that. If we look, the products that we saw a little bit earlier, that the Juice Plus gummies, suitable for kids up to about 7, 8, 9 years old. But let me tell you, big kids love these too. The purple gummies, they are dangerous to be near. Oh, you can eat them by the handful. I tell you what, I'm almost speaking from experience here. They are delicious and children absolutely love them. And most importantly, they are impregnated with the very powders that go into the capsules. So whilst they don't have the concentration, they're designed for obviously people of a younger age. They are tasty, they are nutritious, and they really are a big hit. And as I say, the key to it are the results of the Healthy Starts for program, or the Healthy Starts for Families program. It basically is a study that has been that is the largest study of children's nutrition that's ever been undertaken. And some of these results are really quite interesting, because what happens when one gets onto the Healthy Starts for Families program, you every 4 months have to complete a questionnaire noting any observational behavioural changes within one's child. So if we look, let's have a look at some of those results. Here we go. You can read those for yourself, but there are some, children are more aware of their own health in terms of what's good and bad. They're drinking more water and less in the way of fizzy drinks. They're eating more fruits and vegetables. Now, why would that be the case? Well, it's very simple. The body craves what the body is receiving. So if you're putting good stuff in, you want more of it, or the body asks for more of it, and therefore that's why children are having more in the way of fresh fruits and vegetables. It's sad to say it works the other way. Put bad stuff in, guess what? You want more of that as well. So this is a great way of hacking that and actually getting children to actually eat better, and therefore they tend to want more of it. And those statistics prove that. So let's jump to the next slide. So you may one of the key areas, and certainly it attracted my attention when I first came across Juice Plus, was the amount of science that actually validates and confirms the efficacy of the products. This slide is actually slightly out of date. It says over 30 studies have been released. There are 41 now, with plenty more on the way. And you can see there that there are key real pillars of human health that Juice Plus supports, maintains, and improves. The immune system. Everybody in the world knows what the immune system is now, not surprisingly. But over and above that, it helps one's cardiovascular wellness, heart and blood vessels, combats oxidative stress, and all the downside that can lead to in terms of cell degradation, and which is a precursor to disease. Dental health, skin health, the microcirculation within skin is shown to be much better. That helps that. It protects one's DNA. The studies really are impressive, and as I say, just really confirm the validity and efficacy of what we have. Let's go on. Now, more recently, we've talked about the fruits, vegetables, and berries. Now, more recently, about 3.5, 4 years ago, the company introduced an entirely plant-based omega product. Now, everyone's heard of omega oils, and often as not, it's omega-3, which one can get in the form of oily fish or krill oil. Now, as effective as those have been over the years, there are some unfortunate, not side effects, but there's some unfortunate extras that one can get with fish-based omega-3s, and possibly a little bit of omega-6 in as well. One of them is mercury contamination, heavy metal, which is really very unpleasant. The mercury poisoning is well documented and well known as being most unpleasant. But over and above that, dioxins, check those out. These are environmental pollutants that really are bad news. And then the big one that everyone is suddenly becoming aware of is plastic. Plastic goes into the ocean. It breaks down into what we call microplastics. These are consumed by typically plankton, phytoplankton, and little sort of single-celled animals, which are in turn eaten by fish. They move up the food chain. Guess what? When we catch the fish, if it's got the microplastics on, it goes into us. So what does Juice Plus do? It sidesteps, it bypasses the fish and goes to the source that the fish actually consume it principally, which is microalgae. And that can be grown outside of the ocean and then cold pressed. And guess what? We get perfectly good omega-3 without any of those contaminants I just mentioned. But within the Juice Plus capsules, the omega capsules, you get a lot of bang for your buck. You don't just get omega-3 and 6, you get 5, 7, 9. There are five different omega oils there. And what are these important for? Really, really key parts of our health. Our brains, our heart, our skin and our joints, all of that, and our eyes. All of those things are importantly are helped with omega oils in our diet. And what's more, the body produces very little of its own omega. It needs supplementation through one's diet. And therefore you have to choose very carefully. With this all being plant-based, and you can see the different plants that are included there, this reduces the chance of any contamination and ensures the purity of what we're actually consuming to supplement what the body isn't able to produce itself. Let's jump forward. So we go back to that original, we think about that original slide we saw. I mentioned about the complete range. Now, this is quite interesting in so much that it was originally conceived in consultation with elite athletes. And what this offers is, if you look at the two pouches on the right, you've got vanilla and you've got chocolate. Now, what is that? That is a plant-based protein or protein powder that can be mixed with, it can be mixed with milk or water or any of the dairy substitutes that are available. I use oat milk, and it was particularly effective, or it has been particularly effective for pre and post exercise, but also bearing in mind there are approximately just over 200 calories per serving. There is the opportunity for it to be a meal substitute. And as such, there is the opportunity to use this as a part of a weight management program, both up and indeed down. Now, the limit really is one's imagination in terms of how versatile this product is, because I mean, I use, certainly for post-workout, I use it after I've been to the gym, after I've been swimming, after I've been on the bike. That's been incredibly useful. But over and above that, I have one for my breakfast. At weekends, you chuck whatever you like into the with the powder, blend it up, and you can make the most sensational smoothies. They really are a very, very versatile product. And beyond the protein powder shakes, on the left-hand side, we've got bars, which are just a very handy, healthy snack that one can have if you're out and about. Food on the go works very well. And in the center there, we've got our soup, which actually has the highest proportion of protein, plant-based protein in it. And that, especially in winter, is very, very popular as well. So all these have proven incredibly popular since they were introduced. So again, if we jump forward to the next slide. Last and most recently is our entirely natural energy product, Uplift. And what this is really very interesting. Now, energy drinks obviously are big business, and the company recognized that, and they thought, well, how can we provide a healthy alternative? Because I think we let's be honest, we all know that those that are very heavily marketed are also very heavily caffeinated and packed full of sugar and other chemicals that really, what they must do to one's kidneys and various other parts of the body, the pancreas, the liver, all these things come under tremendous stress when they are actually consumed. This avoids all that. You've got complex B vitamins, which help with mental acuity and mental alertness. You've got natural caffeine from the yerba mate plants, and you've got natural sugar in the form of fructose, which the body is able to actually break down far more effectively than refined and refined sugar in the form of sucrose. So all in all, this provides a very natural, healthy energy boost, and it's something that I love to use for sure. So let's just jump forward, and I think we are talking about summing up now. You've got three product areas there, as we saw. You've got maintenance in terms of really the sort of health safety belt, the core of one's health. fruit, vegetables and berries. They're never ever going to go out of fashion, and those capsules are absolutely sensational, and also the omegas more recently, and we obviously have the children's version as well. So that is, you know, maintenance of one's health. In terms of control, you have a very versatile product range there, especially the pouches, but you've got practical products in terms of, you know, healthy snacks on the go, and then lastly, you've got performance in terms of actually maintaining one's mental alertness and so forth in the form of our uplift. But don't think it ends there, guys, because very, very soon we're going to have the most amazing product in terms of being able to grow one's own fruits, vegetables, or certainly vegetables and herbs is what I've started with. This is something called a tower garden. If you don't know what that is, don't worry, just ask the person who actually invited you onto this call. This is something that is poised to take this country and the other markets that we're going to be releasing it into by storm, and it absolutely complements what we have in front of you here and now. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you found that useful. If you have questions, pop them in the chat, or ask, or like I say, get back to the person who actually invited you onto this call. But with that, I'll hand you back to Sara. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Howard. And I'll just add as well, for anyone who is a huge Uplift fan like myself, the Uplifts at the moment are currently on a very special offer only until the end of the month. So I think it's like 9 or 10 days where you can grab your Uplifts at 10% off. If you are as crazy fanatic about the Uplifts as what I am, you will want to take full advantage of that. I'm literally going to be ordering, you know, a lot for myself because I absolutely swear by them. So we are now going to hear from some people who are already on the products. If you, by any chance, if you're on the call and you're feeling brave this evening and you're already on the products and you would like to spontaneously share your product story with us for a couple of minutes, please feel free to pop a comment in because we'd love to hear from you. But firstly, we are again going to hear from Howard, who's going to tell us about his product journey. Just unmute yourself, Howard.
Yeah, that was a boomerang. I didn't expect that to come back to me quite that quickly. But what it was, I was contacted by an old friend of mine in late 2013, and his timing was very good because I was doing a lot of cycling back then, nothing competitive, but I was doing events both here and abroad. And I just committed late in 2013 to an event the following summer in the Alps in 2014. And I knew that the quality, I'd heard about Juice Plus before, and I knew that the quality of the nutrition was going to underpin the training that I was going to have to do. Now, I'd first come across Juice Plus some 20 years before that, and I'd figured that quite a few other products had come along since then. And sure enough, I discovered the complete range. And as I alluded to just a minute or two ago, what I was able to find was that the protein shakes were fantastic for post-exercise, especially for long training rides that I was having to do. And so that was very important to help this aging body recover. And that's absolutely key in extreme exercise. You need to give your body a chance to recover. Otherwise, guess what? Your immune system gets crushed and you start picking up infections. That's what used to happen, but not anymore. So the products really did make sense. The overall sort of health balance. And again, as you get older, you get perhaps a little more aware of your own mortality, and you want to have the good stuff coming in. So the setup science really caught my attention, and that's why I decided to get stuck in with them. And quite frankly, I've had 2 bugs. And it was just over 7 years ago that I started taking Juice Plus full time, as it were. And I've had 2 bugs in that time. And I was typically the kind of person that every winter, what was going around, I'd get it. And that sort of insurance, if you like, that I have has been absolutely invaluable and gives me confidence going forward. So I'm in this for good. I'll be taking Juice Plus forever. It's quite simple.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Howard. Sorry if I surprised you there.
That's all right. My pleasure.
I'm hoping my phone's going to last through this call tonight because it's very jumpy at my end. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, okay, perfect. So just very briefly, I've been using the products for about 5 years now. I have used them for various reasons over the years. I've used them for weight loss, I've used them for building muscle, but I would say for me, probably my biggest and most favourite benefit from the product is definitely the energy levels. I'm not sure if anyone can relate, anyone who's on the call this evening, but I've always suffered with really low energy levels. I've got 2 crazy children. I suffered with anemia as I was growing up, so low energy levels. probably had a poor diet, even if I thought I had a reasonably good diet. But I literally just was one of those people that would spend all day waiting for bedtime, no energy at all. And within a few weeks, I never expected, and I love that we hear from so many people who start the products for one reason and then find, you know, they get all these other amazing benefits from them. And one of the ones I wasn't expecting was the energy boost. And within such a short space of being, you know, short space of time of being on the capsules, I was like a completely different person. I went from feeling tired and run down all the time to bouncing out of bed at 5 a.m. in the morning, going for a run, going, you know, to the gym. And that is honestly down to these capsules. And I think we are so used to feeling like mediocre that we almost feel like that's how we're supposed to feel. And I think especially when you're a parent as well, you feel like it's just normal that you're supposed to feel that tired and run down all the time. And it's amazing when you start on some products like this that are all vegan and plant-based and natural, and you start to feel this amazing energy level and you think, right, wow, this is actually what it's supposed to feel like. I shouldn't be feeling so tired and run down. So I've been using the products for 5 years now. Yes, you know, they're great for weight loss. I lost over 5 stone on the products. But for me, most definitely, the energy boost and the fact that they are all natural, because there's so many products out there on the market that aren't natural and are no good for you. You know, those are all the reasons that I absolutely adore the Juice Plus products. So we've heard about the products and we are now going to move over to the business side of things. And we're firstly going to hear from Carl, who's going to tell us about the business and the background.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Sarah, and thanks, Howard. I always love listening to the products. I actually found Juice Plus just over 12 months ago on the first, during the first lockdown. And like most people, it actually came along at the exact right time. I tried the products and the business at the same time, which is an incredible opportunity to start your own business without all the normal stress, without all the normal heartache that you've got to go through, the expense and everything about building a business from scratch. And the reason I started was the amount of different ways you could earn money, because at the time I'd lost all of my income. I don't know if anyone else has been affected by COVID and had their income affected by COVID, but what this business did was give me a plan B. It gave me something to earn an extra few £100 a month initially on the side to just help with the bills. I don't know if any of you can think about any bills right now that you feel, you know, you just wish were gone every single month, or you wish were just covered for you so you had a bit of spare money, whether it was to go on a staycation, whether it was to spend on the family or whatever. But I'll just briefly go over the business and the different ways that you can make money in it. So first things first, and first and foremost, we are an e-commerce retail business. So you immediately get the opportunity to sell the products via a website. And literally, like everyone on this call this evening, you enjoy the products, you talk about the products, and then if someone's interested in any of what Howard explained, you send them to a website, your own personal website, and you earn commission from those sales, and you earn a recurring commission, which I'll explain about in a bit. You can then build a team. So I don't know if anyone's tried to scale a business before, or if, you know, you obviously, or everyone has a job and you'll work with team members. When you introduce a team member at your current job, you might get a refer a friend kind of little bonus. It might be 50 quid, 75 quid. I've worked in a job before now and it was $1,000 if you got, you know, a senior manager to enter the business. Well, you can build a team in Juice Plus and it literally pays you for the entirety of the journey of that team member, rather than you having to pay to train someone, rather than you having to pay for all that kind of stuff. It literally, you get paid rather than you having to expend for that. And then you can build what's called clubs and networks, which is just as your team becomes more successful and as your team grows their own team, you can then get paid from the wider network of the people that have been introduced to the business. And it all starts with you just enjoying the product and introducing people to your own personal website. So if we look at the retail side of things, as you introduce a customer to the product, for example, like someone introduced Howard and Sarah and myself, and we will all be taking the products for our lifetime, the person who introduced us to the products will get paid for the lifetime of the customer. Now, the person who introduced me, actually got me to join the business at the same time. So I became my own first customer. So I get paid on myself for as long as I take the products, which is good. It also meant that immediately I earned the £50 that I spent to join the business back straight away in a commission based on my own personal sales. But I then started to enjoy the products. I then started to go on these great journeys and to feel these great effects. Mine was very much related to, I joined skeptically, if I'm honest, and tried the products. And then I started to see great benefits, like I had thinning hair on top, which has now started to grow back. And I had skin issues, which, started to clear up on my back and on my lower body. And all this was great. So I spoke about it to friends. They ended up wanting to try the products, and they did. So if I developed 2 customers a month, every month, I'd get paid a commission. And by the end of the year, I'd have £2,500 extra just from developing 2 customers every single month. And that obviously doubles when you get 4 and 8 and 10 and so on and so forth, because you do the work once. And then the company supports you, it supports the customers, it provides things for the customers, and the customers want to stick around because they're enjoying the products. And then you will get paid every single time that customer reorders for the lifetime. It just starts to double and double and grow and grow and grow. And you can just see how it can grow right there on the retail e-commerce side. And just a quick note on that. Anyone who orders the products, you don't have to get the products to yourself and send it off to other people like some businesses I've seen out there. You don't have to worry about the shipping, the ordering, any of that stuff, the customer relations. All you need to do is introduce the customer to the company. And once they've tried the products and are happy with it, that's your job done. It's just up to you to maintain that relationship, because they may eventually want to join your team, which is the next slide just there, which I know we kind of skipped onto, but I carried on talking. But anyway, and if you build a team, you introduce 3 people to the business, right? So can you think of at least 2 or 3 people who you've worked with before now who could do with maybe an extra couple £100 a month, or who's looking for some way of a plan B lifestyle? I mean, I love to travel. I can't wait for the country to open up properly again, so I can go to the cool countries rather than these few amber list countries. Not saying that those countries aren't cool. It's just I want to spread my wings, all the way around the world. And I'm able to run this business from anywhere. I think it was said at the beginning of the call, James is on holiday right now and still managing to run his business. We get to spend time with our family during the day, and it continues to grow. But if I've got 3 people that I can work with and they start to develop customers, then I'm not just getting paid a referral commission for bringing that person into the business. I'm getting paid a referral commission on every single sale and every single team member that person brings in. And if they're just customers, on 2 customers a month over a year, let's say those 3 people develop 24 customers and getting paid an extra £800 a month. That's on their work, not on my work, on their work. So I've introduced someone to the company, they've enjoyed the company, they've done well, just like that person you introduced to that job that one time, and they're probably still there earning a monthly salary from that job. You're not getting anything. Well, in our business, you do. And it can grow from there, right? You can go from 3 team members up to 12 team members. Why not? At the end of the day, you're just enjoying your business and introducing people to the products because you enjoy the products, inviting them to calls like this, and they could eventually join the business, right? If you get to 12 customers, this is where you start to make some serious money. So 12 team members, should I say. This is an extra £2,500 a month from them developing their own customers. Like, it's not even like you're doing anything different or any extra work or any of that. You're literally just doing what you do, and your team is growing. They've got their own customers, you've got your own customers, and you're earning money from each and every one of them. So let's just look at how that could potentially work just for a second, right? When you think about the wider network, you've got your customers, you've got your teammates, and you've got the people that they introduce to the business all paying you. So your 3 people who you found, they find 3 people, and so on and so forth. And very quickly, as you'll see here, you can amass not only a large network, but a large network of people who are enjoying the products that Howard explained about earlier on in this call. Now, if they are all enjoying the products, they've all got premium capsules and some shakes and some uplift at 10% discount, don't forget, right now till the end of the month. You'd be on an extra £1,000 a month just off the people in your network buying their own products. And don't forget, you're doing your job, everyone else is doing their job, It's not like you have to worry about 360 different people that you're having to speak to every single one of them. No, because you've got 3 friends who found 3 friends who found 3 friends, and so on and so forth. Let's say all those people decide to join the business because they all love the products like we love the products. Well, then you're starting to earn really big money, because you are not only earning off them buying their own products, you're earning from their sales as well. You're earning that referral commission for introducing them to the business every single time they and their customers and their teammates all continue to place their orders. What could that potentially look like, even just on 360 people? As you'll see there, once they get in the team, they develop their own customers, you can be on an extra £13,500 a month. It was very funny. I was speaking to someone who's thinking about joining the business this week. He's a barber, actually, and it was just due to my hair growth that I was really, really excited about. But we were saying, okay, tell me about the business. And when I started to explain this to him, and I started to talk about 13,500 a month and even more, you'll see the numbers in a second. He was like, whoa. He's like, Carl, I was only thinking about like an extra couple of £100. I did not realize this business can really scale to that amount. He's like, how much work is that? It's like, listen, you just work on your business, and then everyone else in your network does the same. And essentially, you're all getting paid from the people you invite into the business, and you're getting paid for the lifetime of those people.
Hello.
And that's the beauty of this business. It just continues to grow like that. And if we go on to the next slide, you'll see that wider network and those clubs, they can grow and grow and grow and grow. So let's say that all those people find more people and more customers join, and everyone's just doing their job and enjoying their business and enjoying their products. You can potentially earn £11,000 plus a month just from the people in your network and the wider network, those that you've invited and so on and so forth, just buying their own products. But now imagine they all join the team and they all develop 2 customers each a month till they've got 24, or they've developed 24 customers, and we get what's called qualifying or 1 club. You can get up to 140. Sorry, I giggle when I say it. You could earn up to £146,000 a month in this business. Now, it's not for everyone, right? Not everyone's going to earn that amount of money. I'm not saying because you're on this call and you join the business that you will earn that kind of money. You're in your job. Just because you're in a job doesn't mean you're going to end up as the CEO, right? But the fact of the matter is, only one person can become the CEO of your company that you work for. In our business, anyone in this business can earn that kind of money. You've just got to commit to it, decide on the goal, and keep going and going and going. Because guess what? It's a 50-year-old global business that are there to support you. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself at any point. The people who bring you on in the business are there to help guide you. The company itself provides so much to help people get to this point. And not only that, they provide bonuses for you. So as you grow your business and as you hit certain milestones on your way to that £146,000 a month, if that's what you want, or even if it's just a few £100 a month, you can earn bonuses of up to £120,000. Now, I've personally never worked in a job that could pay me 120 grand's worth of bonuses. I wish they'd pay me 120,000 pounds worth of bonuses. I've got good bonuses in my job, right? In my day-to-day job, but nowhere near that kind of money. Just imagine what you could do on your way through that bonus scheme with that £120,000. I mean, in the town I live in, I could buy a house for that kind of money, and not like a little house, like a decent house. And just think about it, right? You might be thinking, Carl, all this stuff, yeah, this is all well and good, but I've got no clue how to do it or what to do. Look, if someone offers you an amazing opportunity, just say yeah and figure it out afterwards. Because that's what I did. That's what Sarah's done. That's what Howard's done. That's what everyone on this call is doing. In fact, even the guy right at the top of the company, the biggest earner in the company, he's still just figuring it out as he goes. Because this company and his business and our businesses just grow and grow and grow and grow for as long as you're in the company and as long as you stay enjoying the products. So I'll hand you back over. I hope that's given you kind of a brief overview of what you can do with this business and has kind of inspired you to think, what do you want from life? How much money do you want to earn a month? And it's possible with Juice Plus. So thank you very much. I'll hand you back.
Thank you so much, Carl. Absolutely love the business presentation. And do you know what someone said to me once, like, this business, it can give ordinary people an extraordinary life, and that can sound a little bit offensive. So it's not saying we're all ordinary people, but we are in a sense. And it most definitely can do that. So thank you very much. And we are now going to hear, sorry about my fluffy pen. This is what happens when you've got a 4-year-old daughter and you're on a work call. I've got a pink fluffy unicorn pen. I apologise. We are now going to hear from some people who are already in the business, and we're going to get started with our lovely Daniele.
Yes, hello, good evening. Can you hear me okay?
We can, perfect.
All right, fantastic.
Nice to see you.
So my name is Daniele. Yeah, nice to see you again. Nice to see you. And so my name is Daniele, and I've been involved in the business for 7 years. Now, my partner and myself, we own a digestive health clinic in Harley Street in central London. So we have pretty much like what one would consider a traditional business. And my involvement with the Juice Plus company was because we were recommending initially the premium capsules, and now also especially the omegas, to our patients that suffer from issues like constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, bloating, which the premium capsules, and as I said, now the omega have been helping tremendously. So we started pretty much with the love for the product. But then after a few months, because it was going so well, I decided to, mostly to be honest, at the beginning, I think it was just to have a little bit of fun on the side, going to the events, because the events that we do live are so much fun. So I started going to events and inviting people to take a look at the business opportunity, because it seemed to me like worth doing it. And luckily now, as I said, over 7 years, I built a team, especially in Italy, in Poland, a little bit here in the UK. We have a little bit in the US, in Holland, in Spain. And I've been privileged to have into my organization some great people like Eliana that we're going to hear from later on as our special guest. And I have to say now, 7 years on, especially what happened since last year, I've been thinking that it's been a really good idea to develop a second business, because obviously with the pandemic our traditional business has been affected quite a lot, and instead with the Juice Plus business, because we do everything online via Zoom remotely, it's been thriving. So everybody that is watching this Zoom and is thinking about maybe they're in the same situation as me, they have their own business, or they're self-employed, and they're thinking, oh, why should I build another business? And I would say definitely, luckily 7 years ago, we decided to do that, because it's been helping tremendously over the last year and a half.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Daniele. And I think you're definitely not the only person who was, really glad to have another business to fall back on during the past 12 months. Thank you very much. Sorry, I'm just double checking you can hear me okay, because my phone keeps freezing. It's really warm, but thumbs up, you can. Okay, perfect. Right, okay, I'm not going to bore you too much. I will just say that I have personally been with Juice Plus, as I said, for 5 years now, and I started the business and the product on the same day, but it took me 8 months to say yes to the business and the products, because I was the hugest skeptic that you would ever imagine. I saw people posting online about, who wants to earn some money online, babe? And I thought, sounds way too good to be true. Post about your journey, earn money on social media. And, anyone, when you see that posted online, you're going to be like the massive skeptic. It sounds like a scam, can't be right. I will just say, it's 5 years later for me. It's not a scam, I promise you that. I absolutely love everything about this business, and I'm so thankful and grateful for this business. It is very much real. It sounds like we're living in this crazy alien world, but we get to work from home. We get to choose our hours. We get to choose our colleagues. We don't pay any commuting fees. I don't have a boss. I don't have to book any holidays. I don't have to worry about childcare during the school holidays. It is honestly the most convenient, easy job I have ever had. Even sometimes to call job sounds really sort of out there, because it just never feels like I'm going to work. I absolutely love everything about it. And one of the great things about our business is the more people that you help to achieve their health goals and to help to achieve their promotion goals in the business, the more your business grows. And a lot of people in this business will say that your income is an exact measurement of the amount of people that you've been helping that month, which I absolutely love, because the more people you help, the more your business will grow. I absolutely love everything about it, and I honestly could not recommend it enough. Now, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our very special guest this evening, Eliana Pelaggi. And I know I probably said that wrong in my lovely London accent, but she's a national marketing director all the way from gorgeous Italy, and we're very excited to welcome you to the call tonight.
Hi guys, can you hear me? Because I'm just unmuting myself. Okay, that's all right. Like, you pronounce it like, you know, you got my name right, Eliana. So thank you, because generally that's quite hard. Eliana Pelaggi.
How would you pronounce Pelaggi?
Yeah,
lovely.
no.
It sounds much nicer coming from you.
Don't worry, I'm trying to get sometimes an English accent, which is very hard for Italians, but no worries about it. So, what's your name actually? I missed your name, your first name. Sarah. Okay, so yeah, so like as you said, like, I'm Italian, but at the moment I live in Tenerife. So my before, you know, Juice Plus life, it was as a photographer in London. That's where I met James, where I met my upline Daniele, where I met many of you, and it was a beautiful life. Okay, but what I didn't like, it was the lifestyle I was getting in. I'm a passionate traveler. Okay, I love traveling into bits. Okay, I love it so much. And when I was in London, I was just like, especially in my last job before I went traveling, and I will tell you about it. They were really exploding me. It's bad to say, but I was doing lots of overtime, not paid. They were trying to get so much work done out of me, and I was actually doing that and without any recognition. So it was really frustrating. I was like, oh my God, I would love to live a life at such a different level than I'm doing now. So at some point I was brave enough to resign, and I went traveling. Okay. And what I'm telling you that is because for those 6 months I got as a gap, half of a gap year, I was alive. Okay, it was so beautiful. I focused on my passions, such as photography, voluntary jobs. I've done scuba diving, and I was like, this is a dream, you know. And I was living on my savings those days, and I was like, every day I've seen my savings go like click, click, you know. It was less and less, and I was like, man, with my current husband, I was like, at the time was a fiance, I was like, I need to find a way to live like that on a long term, because once I don't know if anybody of you traveled a lot, but something click in your mind when you go traveling for an extended period of time. It's something that click in your mind that makes you think, this is the life I want. So eventually I received a message on Facebook, you know, as many of you, and I was offered business. Sure to say, I was extremely skeptical, but I've seen the opportunity, not even for me, but for my mom. So she was unemployed at the time. And I was like, you know, Mom, I think, all the way from Thailand, I was like, you know, Mom, I think there is a great business opportunity for you. So only for that reason, I thought, okay, I'm going to have a look into this. So maybe I can start and help my mom to carry the business. Because I don't know if there's any artists in this room, but generally we are a little bit picky with our job opportunities. If it's not something related to art, we're like, okay, maybe it's not for me. Okay, that was me at the time. So thanks God, I really wanted to help my mom, because I managed to look into this amazing opportunity that really changed my life. Because when I moved back to London, I started like my freelance career on the side with the business. And I was very surprised to see like how the business was actually growing. You know, I had zero expectations about it, to be honest, zero. And I've seen huge benefits with the products, especially for my husband that is diabetic, and he speaks many times on these calls. And I was really amazed. I was like, oh my God, this stuff works. And I've seen it on my body as well. I literally shaped my body much better than I ever done in my life. And I was like, right, there is something cool in here. And there was a moment I really clicked, in which I was like doing an exhibition with my pictures in Camden Town. And I was raising money to send the money to Thailand. And I was like, okay, so what if I was making so much money as those guys that I've seen on stage at the conference? How much more money I could send to those people in Thailand? That really made me click. because, you know, when your dreams got much bigger than yourself, that's where the magic happens. So I really focus on the business. I've done it pretty much 90% online, I would like to say. And I arrived to Tenerife one day with an idea of escaping the winter, right? And the idea was we stay 90 days to focus on the business. I was sales coordinators those days. And after 90 days, we were like, oh my God, we really like it here. We decided to stay. And 1 year after, I was national marketing director, because once you really give 100% to this business, really things happen. Okay, it's all about consistency, being focused. And yeah, here I am now. I'm actually at a wellness networking event in a wonderful location here. And you know, it's so crazy to see that with a little bit of consistency, what you can really have. And it's just, you know, now my life is exactly as I wanted, and I'm still dreaming bigger and bigger, because this business really allows you to realize every dreams you have.
I absolutely loved your story, Eliana. I've never heard it before, and it's just absolutely amazing. You know, that you sort of saw this vision. You was looking for something that would fit in for you and your schedule, and you wanted to go traveling, and something that would enable you to live life on your terms. And almost by fate, you came across the opportunity that you thought of for your mum at first. That's amazing.
Yeah, that was the only hook for me.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So obviously you've had this incredible success in your business, and you've also, you know, went from SC to NMD in a year, which is absolutely crazy business growth. So what would be your top 5 tips for anyone?
Yeah, so the first one I would like to say is to work on yourself harder than you actually do on your business, because this business literally grows like with you. So the more you work on yourself, the more the business grows. And that's just like, it's 100% truth that we need to do actions. Okay, I don't want to say like you're gonna read books and become big in the business. No. But you really need to work on yourself a lot, otherwise the actions won't be enough. Okay, so I would like also to add that reading is just not enough. You really need to put in place, and you actually need to do what is suggested in the books, right? Because sometimes I speak to people, yeah, I do lots of self-development. Yeah, I read books, right? But do you actually get out of your comfort zone? Do you improve your communications? Do you improve your, you know, your daily approach to life? Because that's what really matters. So that would be my first one. So the second tip I would like to say is like really to learn to discipline your disappointments, you know, and that is something like it can stay with you for the whole life. You know, life sometimes has challenges and things are not going as you want, right? So how much are your dream worth, you know, like, because how much are you willing to fight for your dreams? Because for example, in 2018, it was the year I went to NMD, I had really big personal challenges in my family. And you know, how much are you really willing to work for it and fight for that? So and I had big goals for that year. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that and that, and things didn't go as I wanted, but I managed to face my challenges and to go through it. So really learn to discipline your disappointments, because life is not a straight line to success. It's really like that actually goes that way. So the third tips I have is like, have bigger dreams than yourself needs. And that is a huge one, because when I started the business and I started seeing it could actually fit in my life, I was like, yeah, when I'm earning £1,000, I will go backpacking to Thailand. And you know, it's true, like I don't need that much to live for myself, but that's very self-centered point of view. When you're actually focusing on helping the others, serving people, that's where you really expand your vision, you know, and that's where you actually can really go beyond your limits and possibilities. So for sure, going beyond yourself, it really helps you to achieve bigger dreams and bigger, you know, goals. Then the fourth one is going to be really learn to self-motivate yourself. That's huge, you know, like sometimes I hear people saying like, oh, you know, my upline, my team doesn't motivate me. And I'm like, come on, like we really need to learn how to do a kind of like showers of motivation. You know, I like to say that we are like batteries, you know, and we discharge, you know, during the days with challenges and everything that life puts in front of us. So if we don't learn to self-charge our batteries, you know, we cannot be discharged, you know, and that's totally normal. So one thing I really recommend you to do is to have a morning routine, have a morning ritual. I do love watch my vision board in the morning. I do once every year, you know, and update it with my goals. And I kind of like take my time to meditate, to really inspire myself with everything I want to achieve. And that's crucial. That really motivates me to, you know, give my best and to actually be focused, you know. So I will really work on that a lot. And the fifth, not the least important, is like really learn from your failures, because too many times we are so afraid to fail, and that failure is just an important step toward like to success. There is no way we can succeed in life if we don't fail. So the fastest you fail, the fastest you get yourself back in place and going towards your goal, the fastest you actually achieve your dreams, you know, you realize your dreams. And it's so important to accept failures, you know, and see it as a learning experience. Because too many times people quit because they think like, oh, I failed. The only way you can fail in this business is quitting. That's the only way you can fail. Okay, so as long you really do actions and improve yourself, you actually gonna make it. There is no other way. So those are my 5 tips, and that helped me.
Oh, Eliana, I really honestly loved all of those. And I probably shouldn't say this, but we've been doing this call for well over a year now, and I would say they're probably my favorite ever top 5
thank you.
really absolutely love them. You know, work on yourself more than your business, discipline your disappointments, you know, learn to motivate yourself and learn from your failures. They're literally like absolute gold dust. Thank you so much, and a big reminder for all of us. So, you know, you've had this big success with Juice Plus, SC to NMD in 12 months. What's your vision for the future?
Well, I really I have big dreams. I have many. Okay, so I really want to develop a charity project at some point for women, because I had a tough childhood, I would say, and I really want to help other women to empower themselves. So I have this long-term vision that I want to achieve something much bigger than just a PMD plus. I want something that can create more opportunities for people. So apart like achieving the highest position in the companies, I want to meet other amazing, empowered, and I would call it dreamers, that they want to achieve dreams in their life and work together and really make a difference in this world, because we really need more people with big dreams, you know, more people that want to help others. So definitely I'm not stopping here. Okay, I will never stop. I want to connect with more people open-minded that will help me to create amazing projects for the future.
I'm just totally girl crushing over you. I think you're absolutely amazing. I love your energy. I loved your top tips. You know, absolutely just get an incredible vibe from you. Can't thank you enough. You're absolutely amazing. And, you know, thank you for sharing that with us. And I've no doubt that you're going to go and achieve all of those goals and dreams. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everybody for joining us this evening. We really appreciate it. We know it's hot and sunny outside, but we hope that you are glad that you took time away from the sun to come and join the call this evening. It will not be a decision that you ever regret. We've, you know, absolutely love everything about our products and business, and we'd love to welcome you to our Juice Plus family. Thank you everybody. Thank you James for arranging, and we shall see you all next week.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.